Let's talk about the sect of the Nazarenes. I totally clicked the wrong special effect, but this is kind of cool. Okay, cancel. We'll get back to the sect of the Nazarenes. This article about the Nazarenes is on enacademic.com. And it says the Nazarenes were an early Jewish Christian sect located in and about Jerusalem, which proclaimed Jesus of Nazareth was the Messiah and the Son of God. And the Nazarenes were similar to the Ebionites in that they considered themselves Jews, maintained an adherence to the law of Moses, and used the Aramaic Gospels. This article is on Britannica. The term Nazarene is also applied to the Syrian Judeo-Christian sect of the 4th century AD. Although they accepted the divinity of Christ in his supernatural birth, the Nazarenes also maintained strict observance to the Jewish laws and customs, a practice that had been dropped by the majority of Jewish Christians. According to this, it appears that from the time of Jesus, at least up into the 4th century, the Nazarenes were observing the laws of the Torah and keeping their faith in the Messiah. This article is on biblicalcyclopedia.com. Nazarenes is the name of a Jewish Christian sect whose members continued to observe all the obligations and ceremonies of the law of Moses after the Mother Church of Jerusalem had abandoned it. This article is on Religion Wiki. The Nazarene sect used in the book of Acts clearly referred to both Jewish and Gentile followers of Jesus, the same word that is used in a genitive case in the phrase. They were an early Jewish sect similar to the Ebionites, in that they maintained their adherence to the Torah, but unlike the Ebionites, they accepted the virgin birth of Jesus. Researching the Nazarenes basically leads you to the fact that they were Torah-observant Christians or Messianic Jews. So why do I bring this up? Matthew chapter 2, and he, Jesus, went and lived in a city called Nazareth, so that what was spoken by the prophets might be fulfilled, that he would be called a Nazarene. Acts chapter 24. For we have found this man, Paul, a plague, one who stirs up riots among all the Jews throughout the world, and is a ringleader of the sect of Nazarenes. And this is what Paul has to say a little bit further down in Acts chapter 24. But this I confess to you, that according to the way which they call a sect, I worship the God of our fathers, believing everything laid down by the law and written in the prophets. It would appear that you could consider Paul to be a Torah-observant Christian or a Messianic Jew. In 1 Corinthians 11, Paul says this, "Be imitators of me as I am of Christ. Now I commend you because you remember me in everything and maintain the traditions even as I delivered them to you." So if he was imitating Christ, what did Christ teach? Matthew 19, "If you would enter life, keep the commandments." The saints keep the commandments of God in their faith in Jesus.